Hello, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is Hiring the Salesperson, Part 5. In the first 4 tips on hiring the salesperson, we covered preparation, motivation, prospecting, and sales technique. In this tip, let's tackle the Holy Grail of sales, closing. Of course, many sales leaders will tell you that closing only occurs when all of the earlier steps of a sale are in place. And there's more truth there than in a lot of poetry I've been reading. First and foremost, we want to find out from the prospective salesperson what he or she believes closing is and what it depends on. So let's ask him. Frank, your resume says you've been selling for a number of years, so this is good. Tell me what your concept of closing is and what a close depends on. Frank gives his answer. Okay, Frank, that sounds fine. What actions should be taken at the close and what actions should be taken after the close? Frank reports up on this, and you then ask, if you are not getting a healthy number of closes, what steps would you take to rectify this? You should also ask Frank about any books on closing techniques he's read, which authors and which techniques did he find valuable. When Frank is answering, it's a good idea to take some notes. You may want to compare answers with other prospective salespeople. In this tip, we just want to establish some of the basic ideas our prospective salesperson has on closing. The next tip will get you deeper into what your prospective salesperson thinks, and we'll take a look at the area of ethics and closing. You know, when I was hitchhiking around the country back in 1979, I got stuck on a small road coming out of Klamath Falls, Oregon. Night came and I had to sleep by the side of the road. Not the end of the world, as that was part of what hitchhiking was all about. However, that night, a hard rain fell for about 2 hours, completely soaking my sleeping bag and everything in it, which was me. Not long after the rain, the temperature dropped and ice crystals started forming all around my sleeping bag. Then around 3 or 4 a.m. it began snowing. 2 inches of snow later, I was not really sure I was going to make it through the night. But the sun finally did make its way through. I gathered up all of my soaking wet belongings and managed to get a short ride to a roadside inn. I dragged myself inside, and what a sight I must have been. 3 very stocky guys in plaid shirts were sitting at one end of the bar. I concluded they were loggers. I'd heard about this breed. They were sipping coffee, which I translated in my young traveling mind to be hot Java. When they saw me barely make my way to a bar stool, one of them asked, "You didn't sleep outside last night, did you?" I offered without delay, "I did, and it sure can get cold in these parts." He responded with, "There's more truth there than in a lot of poetry I've been reading." I had struck the hitchhiker's mother lode. Loggers, hot Java, poetry, and truth. I hopped on my bar stool as if I belonged and ordered a cup of hot chocolate. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company. Thanks for listening.